Okay. Okay, tell me, are the voice and screen clear? All okay? Yes? Okay. So, good morning, everyone. A very good morning to all of you. Good morning. Fine. So, tell me, what was the last point that we did? Hmm. What was that? What was the last point that we did? Hmm? What was that? Design of emitter for the given range. Okay. Design of emitter for the given range. Okay. Fine. So design of emitter means find out the value of shunt resistance which is to be connected in parallel with the emitter. Which is to be connected in parallel with the emitter. Okay. Now write down next. Let's say you want to design the emitter for the range 0 to I max. Okay. Again write down design emitter range 0 to I max 0 to I max and I max is equal to some number n times, let's say 1000 times or 100 times Ig max. Galvanometer can measure Ig max up to Ig max 0 to Ig max, but ammeter will measure n times Ig max. N is number, integer. N is positive number. N is positive number. Okay. Then let's draw the diagram once again. Shunt, then galvanometer. Fine, this is the total current I entering in the ammeter. This complete device is called as ammeter. So now we have we have converted this galvanometer into ammeter. So we are using galvanometer as ammeter. Here the current will be Ig, here Is. Okay. So we can write Ig into G is equal to Is into S. Therefore, S is equal to shunt resistance you want to find Ig into G divided by Is. Ig into G divided by Is. This Is in the denominator. Therefore, S is equal to Ig into G as it is divided by Is IS can be written as I minus Ig. I minus Ig. I minus Ig. Fine. If the maximum possible current is entering here, maximum possible current will enter here. So if I write Ig max, here I will write I max minus Ig max, max multiplied by G as it is. And it is given that I max equal to N times Ig max. In that case, I max equal to N times Ig max. In that case, I can replace I max by N times Ig max. S is equal to Ig max divided by, instead of I max put N times Ig max minus Ig max into G. So Ig max common and cancel. So 1 upon N minus 1. 1 upon N minus 1 into G. That's the answer. That's the answer. Write it down and let me know in the chat box, clear and written. Understand it first. Good. If N is equal to 100, if this N is equal to 100, what is N? N is the ratio of I max to Ig max. I max divided by Ig max. What is N? I max divided by Ig max. If you know that, you can immediately find out S. You can immediately find out S. If N is equal to 100, then S is equal to G upon N minus 1. N minus 1 is 100 minus 1. So that will be equal to G by 99. And in the option, you will immediately find G by 99. In the option, you will immediately find G by 99. Just check what is I max divided by Ig max. Get the value of N, put it here, G upon N minus 1. G upon N minus 1. Immediately you can design the emitter. Okay, immediately you can design the emitter. Okay, sir. Chalo, now let us try to solve the examples. Example number 75. Do it along with me. Example number 75. What is the value of shunt which passes 10% of main current through the galvanometer of 99 ohm? What is the value of shunt? S is equal to question mark, which passes 10% of main current. 10% of main current. Main current is I. If this is ammeter, this is called as main current. This is called as current in the shunt, IS. And this is called as current in the galvanometer, IG. So what is given? What is the value of shunt which passes 10% of main current? So 10% of main current is the value of the shunt current, IS, which passes the 10% of main current, IS, through the galvanometer of 99 ohm. Through the, what shall I write? IG or IS here? What is the value of shunt which passes 10% of main current through a galvanometer of 99 ohm? या शंट मुळे काय झालंय? Because of this shunt, it passes 10% of main current through the galvanometer. Okay, so I should have written here, I should have written Ig. Because of that shunt, 10% of main current, this is the main current, pass through the galvanometer of 99 ohm. So galvanometer resistance is 99 ohm. Okay, now very simple thing. If you are given current in the galvanometer is equal to 10% of main current, this is the total current. Just use the current division principle. By current division principle, try to find Ig. Ig value is already given to you, and you will also try to find out value of Ig by current division principle. Ig is equal to, current division principle says that if the resistances are in parallel, then the current will divide according to the fraction of conductance. Conductance is 1 upon resistance. So 1 by G divided by my conductance upon overall conductance, 1 by G divided by 1 by G plus 1 by S. 1 by G plus 1 by G plus 1 by S. Conductance fraction of total current. Conductance fraction of total current. Okay. After rearrangement, we know I1 equal to, इकडे जर I1 म्हटलं, if I say I1 is equal to, I1 will be equal to what? R2 upon R1 plus R2 multiplied by total current. If I say I1, I1 will be what? R2 upon R1 plus R2 multiplied by I. And if I say I2 पाहिजे असेल, सेकंड ब्रांच मधला करंट पाहिजे असेल, एक तर सेकंड ब्रांच मधला करंट पाहिजे असेल तर सेकंड ब्रांचचा कंडक्शन फ्रॅक्शन म्हणा, सेकंड ब्रांचचा कंडक्शन फ्रॅक्शन म्हणा, और first branch resistance fraction, or first branch resistance fraction. If you rearrange this, cross multiply, then cancel the things which you can, and then the answer will be S upon S plus G. Cross check करून बघा. So Ig काढताना, to calculate Ig, current in the second branch is equal to resistance fraction of first branch, S upon S plus G. Ig काढताना कसा आले आन्सर? S upon S plus G multiplied by total current. S upon S plus G multiplied by total current. Multiplied by this total current as it is. Okay. Therefore, Ig किती दिलाय? 10 by 100 of I. 10 by 100 of I is equal to S upon S plus G into I. I cancel. S upon S plus G is equal to 10 by 100 is equal to 10 by 100. I cancel. Of course, you can write there 1 by 10. Let me do it here. Tell me what is the answer. You also calculate. G value is already 99. Value of G is known to you. Value of S to be found out. One equation, one unknown. Do the cross multiplication and get the answer. Such kind of questions you will expect in the exam. 1 by 10 equals S upon S plus G. Cross multiplication. S plus G equal to 10S. S on the right hand side. 10S minus S, 9S equal to G. So S equal to G by 9 is equal to G is what? 99. 99 upon 9, 11 ohm. That's my answer. Check kara. Correct, Aditya? Very good. Your answer is right. Everyone cross check. I used current division principle. हे करता येईल ना तुम्हाला? Current division principle. My conductance upon overall conductance. My conductance upon overall conductance into I. Do cross multiplication. S plus G upon G into S. 1 by G cancel. This S in the numerator. The S in the numerator and S plus G. S plus G. 1 by G cancel होणार नंतर. Okay. Or you can directly write this also. Everyone reply me in the chat box. Clear and written. Question number 75. CW. Good. Do it fast. Everyone. Good. Fine. Now let us solve the next question. What is the next question? Question number 76. Find the current in circuit A and circuit B. Also determine the percentage error. Also determine the percentage error in measuring the current through an ammeter. Okay. बघा काय गंमत आहे. There are two circuits and in the one circuit we do not connect the ammeter. In the second circuit we connect the ammeter, but because of connection of ammeter, what happens? Circuit slightly gets modified. And slightly resistance of the circuit is modified. So effectively you get some wrong value of current. So there is error. Okay. So write down question number 76. Question number 76. They are asking find out current in the circuit A and B. Let me draw figure A. Figure A is 10-volt battery. Okay. And a resistance of 2 ohm. That's a very simple task. 10-volt battery, 2 ohm resistance. 10-volt battery, 2 ohm resistance. Okay. Current in this circuit. Let us call this current as I1. I1 is equal to question mark. Circuit number B. 10-volt battery. Then again 2 ohm resistance. Again 2 ohm resistance. Okay. Now don't draw anything. Observe here. This was our previous circuit. Now what happened? We want to measure current given by the battery. If you want to measure current in the given branch, you have to cut the branch. Okay. If you want to measure current in the branch, you have to cut the branch. Let us cut the branch. And in that branch, you have to connect the ammeter in series. Yes. People in the same branch are in series. You here connected ammeter. Now this is not galvanometer, this is ammeter. Okay, so write symbol capital A. This is the symbol of ammeter. Ammeter will measure the current, but you have to connect the ammeter in series. And to connect things in series, you have to cut the branch. So here you will cut the branch and then you will put the ammeter. Okay. That ammeter has effective resistance of 0.5 ohm. Ammeter has effective resistance of 0.5 ohm. Now you will say, sir, because of this 0.5 ohm, effective resistance in the circuit gets modified. Initially it was only 2 ohm. Now it is 2 ohm plus 0.5 ohm. Yes, no, reply me in the chat box. Because of ammeter, circuit got modified. Yes, no, reply me in the chat box. Slight change in resistance occurs. Yes, sir. Good. So what is expected? What is expected is measurement device should not modify your circuit. This is what is expected. This is a measurement device. It should not modify your circuit. Okay. So for not to modify your circuit, this ammeter should have zero resistance and still it should be able to measure the current. So let us write a note. Let us write here current as I2. I1 equal to question mark, I2 equal to question mark, and percentage error because of ammeter. Because of ammeter is equal to question mark. percentage error because of emitter is equal to question mark. Now let us write a note. Write down, because of emitter is to be connected in series. ज्या ब्रांच मधला करंट मोजायचा आहे ती ब्रांच कट करा and then you have to put the emitter. Because of emitter, you write the spelling, or let me write it. Because of emitter, the resistance of the given branch resistance of the given branch modifies or is modified. Given branch is modified for ideal emitter. If you want emitter to be ideal, then it should not modify the resistance. 2 ohm plus 0 ohm. 2 ohm plus, right now it is 0.5 ohm. 2 ohm plus 0.5 ohm. No, we don't want that. For ideal emitter, resistance of emitter, it is called as RA. Which is equal to resistance of emitter should be equal to 0. That is for ideal emitter. But in reality, resistance of emitter is equal to parallel combination of shunt and galvanometer, which is equal to S into G upon S plus G. Therefore, resistance of emitter is equal to parallel combination of shunt S into G upon S plus G, which is slightly more than 0. Okay, which is more than 0. So in reality the resistance of emitter ha greater than 0 asto. Ideally it is expected to be equal to 0, so that circuit does not get modified. In reality it is greater than 0. Ideally it should be equal to 0. So if in the question you are given that emitter is ideal, take resistance of emitter 0. But if they write near this emitter, if they write 0.5 ohm, then it is a practical emitter. Okay, so we can say a good emitter has resistance which is very less, has very small resistance, has very closer to 0, has very small resistance, in bracket closer to 0. जितका लहान असेल तितका तो चांगला आहे, okay. A good emitter has as small resistance as possible. Now in this circuit, what is the current? Solution to the given question. I1 equal to current given by the battery is equal to potential difference of the battery divided by resistance of this branch. Resistance of this entire branch is 2 ohm. That is equal to 5 ampere. That is equal to 5, 10 by 2 in the figure A. And I2 in the second circuit, current in the branch is I2, and that current I2 will be measured by the emitter. Because you put the emitter here, effectively circuit gets modified and some another current flows in this branch, and which is measured by the emitter. What we expected from the emitter is what is the current in this, but in reality emitter modified the circuit slightly and it measured some different current, which is I2, and I2 is equal to potential difference of the battery, which is again 10 volt, okay sir, divided by resistance of this entire branch. Both of these are in series, same current is passing through both of them, so both of them are in series. So this resistance plus this resistance, 2 ohm plus 0.5 ohm, 2 ohm plus 0.5 ohm. So that will be 2 upon 10 upon 2.5. 10 upon 2.5, you can write that as 5 by 2 also, no problem. Or 10 upon 2.5 is directly 4 ampere. Directly 4 ampere. So this was the measured value. This was the actual value. Okay. Now let us find out the error. Let us find out the error, percentage error. How to find out error, percentage error? Percentage error is relative error into 100. Percentage error is relative error into 100. What is relative error? Relative error is error upon original value. Error upon original value. So write down. Percentage error is equal to relative error into 100. What is relative error? Relative error is error upon true value. Error upon true value or original value into 100. What is error? Error is measured value minus true value. Okay, measured value minus true value. Error is measured value. Error is measured value minus true value. Error is measured value minus true value divided by true value. This is called as relative error into 100. Okay, if the error is positive, means measured value is more than the true value. If this error is positive, it means measured value is more than the true value. And if the error is negative, measured value is less than the true value. If the error is negative, measured value is less than the true value. Fine. So what is the measured value? Ammeter measured value equal to I2. True value was I1 in the same circuit. 10 volt battery, 2 ohm resistance, 10 volt battery, 2 ohm resistance. Entire circuit is same. Only for the measurement purpose, you put here ammeter. Measured value minus true value. Measured value is I2. True value is I1 divided by true value into 100. Measured value I2 is equal to 4 ampere minus true value I1. True value I1 is 5 ampere divided by 5 ampere. True value is 5 ampere into 100. That will give you percentage error. That will give you percentage error. Unit dimension chapter you can recall now. Unit dimension measurement part of it. Measurement and error in the measurement. So percentage error is equal to 4 minus 5. 4 minus 5 is minus 1. Okay, minus 1 upon 5 into 100. So minus 1 by 5 into 100. 100 upon minus 1 by 5 into 100. 5 upon 100 is 20. So minus 20. You have multiplied by 100. So it is going to be percentage. So what is percentage error? It is minus 20%. What is the meaning of minus? You measured a value which is 20% less. Minus means true value पेक्षा measured value काय? Less. Measured value is less. So there sign is minus. Sign is minus means you have measured a value which is 20% less than the true value. True value is 5 ampere and you have the error of 20%, but the error is negative, minus 20%. It means measured value is 20% less than true value. What is percentage error? Minus 20%. So measured value is 20%, minus means less than true value. Measured value is 20% less than true value. Measured value is 20% less than true value. Reply in the chat box, clear and written. Error can be positive, negative, both. Next. Find the reading of ammeter in this circuit, is this the current through 6 ohm? Okay. Question number 77. Find out current through ammeter in this circuit असं म्हटलंय. And is this a current through 6 ohm resistance? This is the ammeter having effective resistance, that is galvanometer in parallel with the shunt. Effective parallel combination of those two is 3 ohm. This is a 6 ohm resistance. There is a battery of 18 volt. There is a resistance of 1 ohm. Find reading of ammeter. Reading of ammeter. Find reading of ammeter. Is this current through 6 ohm? Is this current through 6 ohm? Question number 77. Tell me what is the reading of ammeter. Solve this question. You know how to find out this current. Current in any branch you can find out, I know. Use current division principles or voltage division principles, whatever you want to use. You can call this point as X, this as Y, this point Z, Z. Z and 2 shall look different. So let us write Z like this. What is reading of ammeter? That is current through ammeter. You can assume this current as I. You can assume this current as I1. You can assume this current as I2. They have drawn the circuit like this, okay? To confuse you, they have drawn the circuit like this. The ammeter has been connected in parallel with the 6 ohm resistance, like this. Actual circuit that they have drawn is like this. You also make the changes accordingly. Just rub these lines or just scratch. खोडून टाका, इथनं जोडा. असं जे केलंय त्याला असं करा. हे असं जे होतं तुम्ही केलेलं त्याला असं करा. And draw a line like this and this. Or draw just another circuit. That is also fine. They are trying to confuse you. How? They have connected ammeter in parallel with the 6 ohm resistance. Is it okay to connect ammeter in parallel with something? Reply me in the chat box. Is it okay to connect ammeter in parallel with something? Do we ever connect ammeter in parallel? Do we ever connect ammeter in parallel? Ammeter is never to be connected in parallel. Ammeter is used to measure the current in the branch. To measure the current in the branch, you have to cut the branch. You have to cut the branch and then you have to put the ammeter. If you want to measure current in the 6 ohm, then you have to cut this branch and then you have to put ammeter here in series with the 6 ohm. Okay, you have to, if you want to measure current in the 6 ohm, you have to cut the 6 ohm branch and you have to put ammeter in series with the 6 ohm resistance. Okay, so is this current through 6 ohm? Answer is certainly answer is certainly no. No, ammeter is connected parallel to 6 ohm. No, ammeter is not in series with 6 ohm. So it will not measure. Current in 6 ohm. Okay, it is not in series with 6 ohm. If it is in series with 6 ohm, it will measure current in 6 ohm. So that's not the current in 6 ohm. This answer is over. Find the current in the ammeter. To find out current in the ammeter, what we will do? First of all, we will find out I, total current given by the battery. To find out I, we need effective resistance experienced by the battery. To find out effective resistance, we need answer of these two resistances in parallel, and that answer in series with the 1 ohm. So can I write current I is equal to directly potential difference of the battery divided by resistance experienced by the battery between these 2 points. I named it as X and this as Y. What is the total resistance between these 2 points? This parallel combination resistance in series with 1 ohm. 3 parallel with 6. 3 parallel with 6. 3 parallel with 6. And answer of this in series with 1. In series with 1. That is the effective resistance experienced by the battery. So let me find out total current by the battery. 3 in parallel with 6. 3 into 6 upon 3 plus 6. R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2 plus 1. This 18 as it is divided by 3 into 6 is 18. 3 plus 6 is 9 plus 1. 18 as it is divided by 18 upon 9 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 18 upon 3 is 6. So that is the current given by the battery. That is the current given by the battery. That is 6 ampere. That is 6 ampere. Now, can I write I1 by current division principle? This total current I will divide into 2 parts. One is I1, another is I2. These two resistances are in parallel. These two resistances are in parallel. So by current division principle, I can directly write my conductance upon overall conductance into total current. My current is equal to my conductance, which is equal to 1 by 3 upon overall conductance 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6 multiplied by total current I. But instead of that, final answer I know. I1 current in this branch is equal to resistance fraction of another branch. So 6 upon I1 is equal to 6 upon 3 plus 6. Direct answer. I1 equal to 6 upon 3 plus 6 into I. 6 upon 9 into I. 6 upon 9 into, what is I? I is equal to again 6. So 6 into 6 is 36. 36 upon 9 is 4 ampere. That's I1. Therefore, current in the ammeter is equal to I1 value, which is equal to 4 ampere, and ammeter is not in series with 6 ohm, so it will not measure the current in 6 ohm. So this is not current in 6 ohm. This is not current in 6 ohm resistance. You should have connected ammeter in series with 6 ohm, only then you could have obtained the answer of current in the 6 ohm resistance. Reply me in the chat box up to this clear and written. CW. Bolo. Understand it. Next question. Question number 78. Question number 78. Try to understand question number 78. A, B and C are voltmeters, okay, of resistance R 1.5 and R and 3R respectively. When some potential difference is applied between point X and Y, the voltmeter readings are, okay. Now they have used some word called as voltmeter. Bol Aditya, you have raised the hand. Sir, can it be guessed directly? Ammeter cannot be in parallel instead of solving. But you are asked current in the ammeter. You are asked what is the value of current in the ammeter. So you have to first of all solve the value of current in the ammeter. And of course, we directly answered that no, this is not the current in the 6 ohm resistance. That we already answered. You can directly answer that. But they have asked the current in the ammeter as well, so we solved it. Next. Question 78. Points A, B and C are the voltmeters. Now just like ammeter is a current measuring device, voltmeter is a voltage measuring device. Fine. Voltmeter. Ammeter measures current in the given branch. So you have to cut the branch and you have to put the ammeter in series with the branch. But voltmeter measures potential difference between 2 points, this point and this point. So you do not have to cut the branch. You simply have to connect voltmeter in parallel. You simply have to connect voltmeter in parallel with something. Let it be. So we will discuss what is voltmeter. We will solve the examples of voltmeter afterwards. But you have 3 voltmeters, A, B and C. You have 3 voltmeters, A, B and C, connected in this fashion. A like this, B like this, and voltmeter C like this. Voltmeter C like this. Reading of this voltmeter will be potential difference between these 2 points. Of course, reading of this voltmeter will be potential difference between these 2 points. Reading of these voltmeters will be potential difference between these 2 points. Resistance of first voltmeter is R. I wrote here. Of course, all of these are voltmeters, okay? Don't confuse this A with the ammeter. A, B and C are just letters. All of them are voltmeters, okay? Resistance of this is, resistance of first voltmeter is R. Resistance of second voltmeter is 1.5 R. And resistance of third voltmeter is 3 R. Resistance of third voltmeter is 3 R. For time being, consider just them as resistances. Ultimately, for us, they are resistances. Okay. Some potential difference V is applied across this combination. Potential difference between these 2 points. Let me draw the dotted line so that you can understand. Between these 2 points, the total potential difference of V is there, and they are asking what is, will the readings of voltmeter be same, be equal, be non-equal, which value will be more, which value will be less. The options are like this. The options are like this. Option number A, reading of voltmeter A is equal to reading of voltmeter B is equal to reading of voltmeter C. It means voltage across this equal to voltage across this equal to voltage across this. Option B, voltage across A is not equal to voltage across B, but voltage across B is equal to voltage across C. A voltage is not equal to B, but B voltage is equal to C. Third, voltage across A is equal to voltage across B, but that is not equal to voltage across C. Then the option number D, voltage across B is not equal to voltage across A, is not equal to voltage across A, but it is equal to voltage across C. But it is equal to voltage across C. The first and very simple thing is both these resistances are in parallel, so voltage across them will be same. Agree, disagree? Reply me in the chat box. These two resistances are in parallel. For us, ultimately ammeter, voltmeter are going to be resistances. Even galvanometer is also, for us it is going to be resistance. These two are in parallel, so voltage across them will be same. So VB equal to VC. How many options contain VB equal to VC? This one, this one. VB not equal to VA, but VA and VC both are same. Means VB not equal to VC, VB not equal to VC. So out of these two options, we have to verify. Out of these two options, we have to verify between A and B. So what we have to do is this. This total potential difference V. This is ammeter. This is voltmeter A. Let us name this point as X, Y, and this as Z. Between point X and Y, there is a resistance R. Between point Y and Z, what is effective resistance? 1.5 R and 3 R. Z 2Z. 1.5 चा डबल आहे का इथं 3 R. 1.5 double is 3. 1.5 double is 3. X 2x. X 2x parallel 2x upon 3. R 2R parallel 2R upon 3. 1.5 R and 3 R. This value, if you double it, you will get this value. So it is as good as R 2R parallel. याच्या व्हॅल्यू पेक्षा ही व्हॅल्यू डबल आहे. R is 1.5 R, 2R is 3 R. R 2R parallel 2R upon 3. So what will be 2R upon 3? 2R value is 3R upon 3 as it is. That is going to be voltage across B, or you can say voltage across C. B म्हणा किंवा C म्हणा. And this is voltage across A. Okay, and this is total voltage. This is total voltage. So what is this value? What is this value? Make an arrow. This value is equal to R. So what is that? Effectively, between point X and Y, you have the resistance R. Between point Y and Z, effectively again you have resistance R. This is the reading of voltmeter A. This is the reading of voltmeter B, which is also equal to reading of voltmeter C. B and C both will read same, and this is total voltage V. Now, voltage division principle says that in series combination, voltage divides according to the logic of resistance fraction. Both the resistances are same, so voltage will divide equally. We have two equal resistances in series, so voltage will divide equally. Yes or no? Reply me in the chat box. Resistance fraction of this will be what? R upon R plus R. And resistance fraction of this will be R upon R plus R. R1 upon R1 plus R2. R2 upon R1 plus R2. R1, R2 both are same. Both the resistances fraction will be equal. So can I say? So VA equal to VB equal to, हे दोघंही equal आहेत, R आणि R. Their voltages will also be equal. VA equal to VB. VA and VB equal येणार. Which will be equal to what? Which will be equal to total V by 2. So in short, in the final diagram you can write, let me write it. This will be V by 2, and this voltage also V by 2. Check करा, जमलंय का? Reply with the chat box. Clear and written. So VA equal to VB, but VB is also equal to VC. So we have to choose option A. Check kara. Everyone, tell me a simple question. CW. These are equal resistances in series. 2 upon 3 R आहे. 2/3 आर काय आहे 2/3 आर आहे. What do you want to say, Anand? Tell me. Their answer, my answer, both are matching. 3/3 नाही. 3/3 नाही. अरे बाळ, हे बघ. Let us call this value as small r. Let us call this value as 2 times small r. Will that be okay? तू कन्फ्युज कशात झालायस ते मला कळालं. r to r मध्ये कन्फ्युज झालायस. स्मॉल आर आणि स्मॉल टू आर एकमेकांना पॅरलल असतील. इफ स्मॉल आर अँड स्मॉल टू आर आर इन पॅरलल विथ इच अदर. बोल, व्हॉट इज आन्सर? r टू आर पॅरलल. व्हॉट इज आन्सर? सर 2r/3. आन्सर विल बी 2r/3. आता बाळ स्मॉल आर ची व्हॅल्यू किती आहे बघ? 1.5 आर आहे. 2 टाइम्स स्मॉल आर ची व्हॅल्यू किती आहे? 3 आर आहे. 2 टाइम्स स्मॉल आर ची व्हॅल्यू किती आहे? 3 आर आहे. ते फसवायसाठीच मुद्दाम 1.5 आर आणि 3 आर असं दिलेलं आहे. नाहीतर मग आर आणि 2 आर दिलं असतं की, आर आणि 3 आर दिलंच असतं की. लोक ते पटकन करतील ना, आणि ते करताना पण लोकांनी चुकावं म्हणून हे दिलेलं आहे. 1.5 आर आणि 3 आर. अरे दिसतंय आर टू आर पॅरलल. दिस इज डबल. सो जी डबल व्हॅल्यू आहे अपॉन 3. डबल व्हॅल्यू अपॉन 3. डबल व्हॅल्यू इज 3 आर अपॉन 3. दिस इज सिंगल व्हॅल्यू आर. इट्स डबल व्हॅल्यू 2 टाइम्स स्मॉल आर. 1.5 आर चा डबल 3 आर. So 3 आर upon 3 will be the answer, which is equal to r. Don't do these kind of mistakes. These are silly mistakes, right? Attention पाहिजे. Question number 79. In the circuit, each resistance is 2 ohm. The readings of A1, A2, A3 respectively. All ammeters are identical. Question number 79. You have to find readings of ammeters. You have to find readings of ammeters means ultimately you have to find current in the branches. Reading of ammeter म्हणजे काय? Current in the branch. Ammeter काय करतोय? Current in the branch. 79. Find readings of ammeters. All ammeters are ideal. Assume ideal ammeter. Ideal ammeter, zero resistance. Assume ideal ammeters. Assume ideal ammeters means you will take their resistance equal to 0. They are to be connected in series. Ammeters are to be connected in series, and voltmeters measure the voltage. Ammeter measure the current. Voltmeters we have not seen yet, but we have solved one example based on that. Ultimately, ammeter, voltmeter, galvanometer, you will treat them as resistance itself. So no worries about that. That's our 12-volt battery. Now one ammeter A1 is connected here. So it will measure the current in the battery. This is first resistance. This is second, and here they have connected the second ammeter A2. Again the resistance. Now they have connected third ammeter here. Before that, there is a parallel resistance like this, and the third ammeter here, and again two resistances in parallel. Okay. Let me add few more ammeters. each resistance is 20 ohm, 20 ohm, 20 ohm, 20 ohm, 20 ohm, 20 ohm. Battery is of 12 volt. Battery is of 12 volt. Okay. Now all the ammeters are ideal. So this is 0 ohm here. This is 0 ohm here. This is 0 ohm, 0 ohm, 0 ohm. Okay. All the ammeters are ideal means their resistances are 0 ohm. 0 ohm means only wire. You can short this ammeter. Okay, you can short this ammeter, you can short this ammeter, short this, short this, short this, because it is a 0 ohm. Fine. So this 12 volt, if I call this point as x, this point will also be x because there is 0 ohm resistance here. There is wire only, so this is point also x. This point is also x. This point is also x. This point is also x. If I call this point as y, there is nothing here. There is only 0 ohm resistance. Ammeter is ideal. So therefore I can call this point as y. Because this is ideal, therefore this is just a wire. If this is non-ideal, there will be some resistance. In that case, I cannot call this point as y. This point is also 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 y. So all the branches have equal resistances. Now I already taught you this. If all the branches have equal resistances, extra point. If all the branches have equal resistances, then current will also divide equally. Because equal resistances means equal conductances. Equal resistances means equal conductances. Equal conductances means equal conductance fraction. Equal conductances means equal conductance fraction. If all the conductance fractions are equal, current will divide equally. So here current will be I by 3, I by 3, I by 3. Okay, let me call this current as I. 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 See, all these resistances are in parallel. All these resistances are in parallel. Why? Because voltage across this Vx minus Vy, Vx minus Vy, potential of this minus potential of this, Vx minus Vy, Vx minus Vy, Vx minus Vy, and that is equal to Vx minus Vy, which is equal to 12 volt. So all these resistances are in parallel. So current through each resistance is very simple. Potential difference upon resistance, potential difference upon resistance, potential difference upon resistance, potential difference upon resistance, potential difference upon resistance. So I, all these currents must have came from this. All these currents must have came from this. Okay, I. So here current must be 2 times I. Here current must be 3 times I. 3 times I will split into 2. 3 times I. Kasa जाईल इकडं I, here 2I. Here I and remaining current 2I. Here current must be 3I plus I. That will be 4I. 4I plus I. That will be 5I. This is the total current by the battery 5I, which has split equally I, I. Just like this current I by 3, I by 3, I by 3. Just like this current this current is 5I, which has been split equally I. For example, if you have total current of 3I and you again have equal resistances, again split this 3I equally. Of course, that will be I and I. If you have current I, splitting will be I by 3, I by 3, I by 3. If you have current 3I, splitting will be I. I have considered these currents I. all these are in parallel, it must have come from this. So this must be 5i, 5i minus I, 4i, 4i minus I, 3i, 3i minus I, 2i, 2i minus I. So here you will be having current I, current I. From here it will arrive here, I plus I, again 2i. This 2i and this I, this 2i and this I combine, that will become 3i. This 3i and this I, that will become 4i. This 3i and I, that will become 4i. This 4i and I will become 5i. Will become 5i. Okay. Now what is the value of I? Potential difference upon resistance. Potential difference between point X and Y upon resistance R. What is potential difference between points X and Y? X and Y potential difference is 12 volt divided by, what is the resistance? 20 ohm. Answer will be 0.6 ampere. Answer will be 0.6 ampere. Now what is the reading of first ammeter? Current in the first ammeter. Current in the first ammeter is 5 times I. So that will be equal to 5 times. What is I? 0.6. The answer will be equal to 3 ampere. Do this multiplication. Reading of the second ammeter will be simply I. Reading of the second ammeter. Reading of the second ammeter will be simply I. I equal to 0.6. Here solution starts. This was the extra point. Reading of the third ammeter is 2i. Reading of the third ammeter is 2i. I is equal to 0.6. Answer will be 1.2 ampere. You do the multiplication on your own. Reading of the fourth ammeter is 4 times I. Reading of the fourth ammeter is 4 times I. I is equal to 0.6. Answer will be 2.4 ampere. Answer will be 2.4 ampere. Reading of the fifth ammeter. Reading of the fifth ammeter is again 5i. Same as this, again 5i. All the ammeters are ideal. So point X, point X, point X, point X, point X, point X. You can assume all these as point X because there is nothing, only wire is there. This is 0 ohm resistance, 0 ohm resistance. Again, true for this case as well. True for this case as well. All these points are Y. 5i value we have already found out, 3 ampere. After this, reply me in the chat box, clear and written. CW. Everyone. Good. Today you have to complete the homework and submit it. You have to complete the homework and submit it. Okay. What is the homework today? Fluid mechanics, exercise, all the MCQs, all the short answer questions, and question number 3, 4, and 5. That is in total question number 1 to question number 5. Question number 1 मध्ये MCQs आहेत. Question number 2 मध्ये short answer questions आहेत. 3, 4, 5 maybe some theoretical questions. Do them and submit it. Certainly it is not a 2-hour task. Complete it in 1 hour and 30 minutes, 90 minutes. Now the question number 80. Question number 80 contains ammeters and voltmeters both. So before that, let us understand the concept of ammeter and then solve question number 80. Let us first of all understand the concept of voltmeter. Ammeter concept we understand. We will understand voltmeter concept and then we will solve question number 80. So write down the heading as voltmeter. We are learning the devices, okay, electric devices or measurement devices. Galvanometer we have learned, ammeter we have learned, and now we are learning the voltmeter. Now we are learning the voltmeter. Okay. Galvanometer ultimately measures current. Ammeter ultimately measures current. Voltmeter ultimately measures voltage. Finally, voltmeter is going to measure voltage, potential difference between 2 points. Galvanometer is current sensitive device, means it can sense the current, it can measure the current, it gives deflection of the pointer if current passes through it, and the deflection of the pointer is proportional to current through the galvanometer. Deflection of the pointer is proportional to current through the galvanometer. But that current is not enough. In practice, we need to measure higher values of current. So galvanometer is generally not that much useful. So people use ammeter. Just by connecting one resistance in parallel with the galvanometer, you can use the galvanometer as ammeter. You can use, remember this statement, galvanometer as ammeter. Galvanometer as ammeter means you have to connect galvanometer and shunt in parallel with each other. You have to connect galvanometer and shunt in parallel with each other. So that is called as galvanometer as ammeter. Now we are preparing a voltmeter. We are preparing a voltmeter. Now to prepare the voltmeter, there are many ways by which you can prepare the voltmeter. Okay, but we will be preparing voltmeter using the galvanometer. So this point should have been called as galvanometer as voltmeter. Just like galvanometer as ammeter point we have done. Just like that, we will be using the same galvanometer to measure the potential difference. So write down next point, third instrument, voltmeter. Voltmeter. Or galvanometer as voltmeter. Galvanometer as voltmeter. You can use galvanometer as voltmeter. Write down voltmeter, just keep on writing. Voltmeter is voltage. Voltage means potential difference, PD, short form. This is valid, okay? In the exam also this is valid. Voltage means potential difference. Potential difference measuring device. It is a voltage measuring device. Voltage measuring device. Voltmeter is a voltage measuring device. Voltmeter is a voltage measuring device. Voltmeter can be prepared by connecting, a high value resistance in series with galvanometer. You can prepare the voltmeter by connecting high value resistance in series with galvanometer. Why that value should be high, we will understand. In case of ammeter, we connected the shunt, and the shunt value should be very less than the value of galvanometer. Just give me 1 second. Fine. In case of ammeter, don't write anything. If it is ammeter, You connect the shunt resistance in parallel with the galvanometer, and the value of shunt is comparatively small with respect to value of galvanometer. Why? Because whatever current is entering here, most of the current should pass through this, and you know current always takes the path of lower resistance. Lower resistance means high conductance. So this branch has high conductance means this branch has low resistance. Or let us remember, current takes that path which has less resistance. Okay, actually it is the fractional division. Okay, फ्रॅक्शनच्या लॉजिक मध्ये डिवाइड होणार. So most of the current should pass through the shunt, otherwise galvanometer will get damaged. So to prevent galvanometer from damage, shunt must be very less than G, or should be less than G. But in case of voltmeter, if don't write anything, if this is the galvanometer, you connect very high value of resistance so that effectively you increase the resistance of this branch. Effectively you increase the resistance of the branch. If the resistance of the branch increases, then for applied potential difference, current in the branch decreases. I is equal to the current in the branch, this I is equal to Ig. Current in the galvanometer is same as the current in the series resistance. This entire device, galvanometer in series with the resistance, is called as voltmeter. Is called as voltmeter. Okay, galvanometer in series with the resistance is called as voltmeter. This total potential difference V, this total potential difference V divided by total resistance, which will be equal to G plus R. Okay, this will give you Ig. As you have increased the total resistance by connecting the high value resistance in series with the galvanometer, this value is small, this value is high, denominator is high, and therefore this value will be small. And in this way you protect the galvanometer again. In this way you protect the galvanometer again. So you have to connect a high value resistance in series with the galvanometer. Now below this, write down. This is your galvanometer. In series with, you have to connect a series resistance. Shunt resistance means parallel. Series means series. No need to specify anything, no need to justify. The statement itself is enough, or the word itself is enough. This is called as series resistance. Yes. This complete arrangement can measure potential difference between points X and Y. This complete arrangement can measure potential difference between points X and Y. So this arrangement is called as voltmeter. So this arrangement is called as voltmeter. Sir, how this arrangement is capable of measuring potential difference now? Let's see. We learned how galvanometer is somehow able to measure the current in the main branch, or how ammeter is measured to how the ammeter is able to measure the current. Now we will learn how the voltmeter is able to measure the voltage. Let's try to understand. Let's draw this diagram once again. Point X, galvanometer, resistance, point Y. This is point X, this is point Y. This is our voltmeter. This is our voltmeter. This is the current I. This is the total voltage V, which we want to measure. You can call it as main voltage. This total voltage we want to measure. Can I write this total voltage equal to voltage across galvanometer plus, let us call it as Vg, no problem. Voltage across galvanometer plus voltage across the resistance, plus voltage across resistance. So first equation that we will write is the voltage equation. Total voltage which is to be measured is equal to Vg plus VR, voltage across the resistance. In series, you can add the voltages. Yes, sir. Sir, we want to measure this. Okay, fine. Can I call this current I as Ig? Yes, because it is passing through galvanometer. The same current is passing through this resistance also, so we will still call it as Ig. Again, the same current Ig will exit. Again, the same current Ig will exit. So in this entire branch, in this entire Voltmeter. Voltmeter is a series combination of galvanometer and series resistance. Voltmeter is a series combination of galvanometer and high value resistance, which is called as series resistance. In the voltmeter, what is the current in the voltmeter? Ig, nothing else. Ig, 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 Ig. So voltmeter, current in the voltmeter is Ig. Current in the voltmeter is Ig. That you have to understand first. That you have to understand first. Okay. So you have written the voltage equation now. Fine. So can I call this voltage is equal to Vg, voltage across galvanometer is Ig into G. Ig into G plus voltage across resistance is Ig into R. Current into resistance. Voltage across resistance is current into resistance. Ig into R. Sir, take Ig common. Okay, Ig common. So G plus R bracket complete into Ig. But sir, G value, galvanometer resistance value and series resistance value are fixed value. So you can say some constant value multiplied by the current in the galvanometer is equal to V. So can I say this total potential difference between points X and Y, which is equal to V, which is measured by our voltmeter, between point X and Y, what is potential difference which is being measured by voltmeter? That voltmeter potential difference is proportional to Ig. But you know that galvanometer current is proportional to deflection in the galvanometer. So initially, in case of galvanometer, to measure the current, instead of angle, you wrote the values of current in the galvanometer. So from 1 and 2, can I say, A proportional to B, B proportional to C, therefore A proportional to C. Try to understand. If some value is proportional to deflection, so instead of writing angle, you can write that value. But A proportional to B, B proportional to C, V proportional to Ig, Ig proportional to theta, V proportional to Ig, Ig proportional to theta. So we can call this, we can write this equation V proportional to theta. Therefore, V proportional to theta. So now instead of writing angles, now instead of printing or writing values of theta, we print values of capital V, we print values of capital V on galvanometer. So instead of writing 0 degree, 10 degree, 20 degree, we write 0 volt, 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt. This is how galvanometer is capable of measuring the voltage. Reply me in the chat box. Agree or disagree? Bolo. Interesting, na? A small device galvanometer is performing too many tasks. बघा की एवढा जीव पण किती काम करतो. केवढा असतो galvanometer, एवढा small device like this. Galvanometer can fit in your hand. Okay, a small device, very small device, but it is capable of measuring now voltages also. Everyone shall reply me in the chat box. Check whether you get it or not. How galvanometer is capable of measuring voltages now? This voltage is proportional to deflection. This voltage is proportional to deflection. The proof is this. This voltage proportional to deflection. So instead of writing deflection values, write the voltage values. Everyone? Are the things taught in today's lecture clear to all of you? Everyone? Expecting a reply from everyone before you leave. You shall reply. Hmm? Hmm? Good. Hmm? Hmm? Everyone, fast. Reply me in the chat box. Good. Fine. So in the next lecture, we will design the voltmeter. We'll solve the questions based on the voltmeter. Okay. After voltmeter, one more instrument remains, which is called as meter bridge and potentiometer. Two instruments still remaining: meter bridge and potentiometer. Okay. So within 4 or 5 lectures, that will be over. So chapter will be complete. Okay. One more reminder for all of you. Have you seen that color code, resistance color code video? If not, watch that. Okay. A 15-minute video. How to find value of resistance from the colors. How to find value of resistance from the colors. Hmm? Value of resistance from the colors. Fine. So in this lecture, we will stop at this point. Chalo, bye bye everyone. Have a good day and nice day to all of you. Chalo, bye bye everyone.